Good morning, everyone. This is Lola with LolaWreaths.com. So Facebook has updated again. Oh my. And so now I'm trying to figure out where everything is. So let's hope that it will pop something up here in a second. I think of, whenever you go into Walmart, it seems like they have turn things around and move things around. And so then it's kind of like Facebook. Everything gets changed. Morning, Tina. How are you today? There I am, I believe. Yep, there we are. Found it. Let me get it where I can see. Comments. Good morning, Annette. How are you today? Nice to have both of you with us. And hi, Arla. Nice to talk with you too and have you here. We're going to do a couple of cards today, and I'm going to case a card that was actually cased. So my title is like casing a case card. So we're going to go on ahead and get this turned around here. Give me a minute. Morning, Doris. Oh, it's hot here in Missouri too. We're in that heat, that whole part of summer that I really don't care for. I'm not a heat person. I prefer, I would rather live someplace where it was 60 to 75. I mean, like, that would be ideal to me with no humidity. That would even make it better. But anyhow, we're going to play today, and we're going to use the card that Pam used last week, and she cased this from a lady called Corinne Braxton. Corinne, we met her in Michigan. Sweet, sweet gal. She will be meeting us. We'll see her again down in New Orleans when we go next month for the leadership meeting with Stampin' Up. But Pam saw this on one of Corinne's videos. And she, if you want to check her out, she is Crafting Creations with Corinne, and Corinne is spelled Karin. So check her out. Lovely lady, beautiful cards. So I'm going to case Pam's card that she cased, but I'm going to do a little bit of different twist to it. And I'm going to use this Cottage Wreath. It wasn't on my list when I first went to pick out anything from the new catalog. We have had several wreath cards. My favorite last one was called a Ranger Wreath, and it was just really neat. I did a whole bunch of different little 5x5 frame projects with it. So we're going to go on ahead and look at this one. I went on ahead and I picked it up. You know, it gets to a point where you're like, yeah, all right, I got that one. So what would be my next one on the list that I would like to have? So this is one I did go ahead and pick up, and I hadn't even really studied it, to be real truthful. I just knew it was a wreath. So this is called a distinctive stamp. And if you've not ever come across our distinctive stamps, this gives you a good image of what it is. You will ink this one time, and yet when you come back to stamp it, you will get 2 or 3 different color variations on there based on the amount of ink that goes in with all of the different, it's something special that they've done to the stamp, so it gives you shading built into the stamp. This one is another one that does it. I don't know that you can see it as well, the bow, because it's just little lines here and here where the dark part of the image is, okay? So that would be your shadow. But I think this one here will give you a good idea of what I'm talking about. But when I went and looked at it, then it's got a little, you've got your wreath here, like you could do just a little grapevine wreath, or you can overlap it. You could just put some little pine boughs in here, and I think those are as one piece. So let's check it out. I believe, yes, it's stamped as one, so probably you can just overlap this on the actual leaf wreath and just have your leaves in your palm or your pine branches all going the same direction. You also have, of course, the 3 red berries. So let's see what else there is. There's a spider, so you have that for a Halloween. You have a boo, so again, you could use it for a Halloween. You have fall leaves, so this would be a real pretty one that you could make a fall wreath out of. And then it has grateful, so you would have a Halloween. You have a Halloween, and you have a Thanksgiving, and you have a Christmas. So quite a few things. Then we go to the dies, and the dies give you a little bit more opportunity of creating, because we have the 2 dies. This would be for the grapevine wreath, and this one will be for the little leaves that I was pointing to over here. But then you could go to ones that are not stamped images. This one is just going to be one that is multiple leaves. So you could not stamp, but you could cut this out of 2 or 3 different greens, and another one out of 2 or 3 different greens, and just stack 2 or 3 together. You have the bow that is just the detailed die cut, and then you have the one that goes around the images of the bow. You have, this is for the little fall leaves, but you also have fall leaves. Here's your spider. This one is holly. And this one is, there should be an acorn somewhere. Oh, there it is. There's your acorn. Okay. Now I will tell you the one thing I noticed, and I have not done this, I've not run it, but I would say that you need to be careful. You may very well get these bars imaged and pressed down into your cards. I did this with the geranium, and the geranium has these little bars that go across. And I noticed that when I ran it, I would get little lined images. So just be prepared for that. But I like that this is connected. The first time they had a wreath, they didn't connect it. And oh my goodness, did we have trouble lining that thing up. So that's the one we're gonna play with. So Doris, you said you've been looking at this one. I think it would make some really pretty cards. So we're gonna try, and as if you've never been with me before, I am always on Monday. I just kind of have a plan of attack. It may work and it may not, and that's just called life. Okay? So kind of like in the Eagles song, life in the fast lane, because you never know what I'm gonna do. And it's a moving fast. So we're gonna start with the card that Pam had, and Pam had the accordion fold that she had gotten from Corinne, and it is, you're going to start with 5.5 by 11. And while you're at it, would you do me a favor, and when we're finished, click on follow on me, please, because Facebook has updated again, and now they have updated to the point that I have all these likes, but I have hardly anybody follow, because the followers are all, it's weird. So I think you're going to have to probably find yourself doing some clicking on following people that you think you already have been following. So this was a card sheet that was 8.5 by 11, and I cut it down to 5.5 by 11, and I'm going to score it. And I'm trying to be really good about using my new paper cutter. I really like the old one. I love the old one. And so I have just been refusing to shift over. So I'm gonna go on ahead, and I'm gonna take this one, and I'm gonna score at 1.5 and pray that I don't cut it. 1.5. And then 1 3/4. Sorry, that was 1 3/4, and I did have it at 1 3/4. I just said it wrong. 1 3/4 and 3.5. 5.25. And at 7. Okay, so I have 4 pieces that are all measured the same. They're 1 3/4 in measurement. This is 1 3/4 scored, 3 1/2, 5 1/4, and 7. And if you don't get it written down, don't worry about it because it will be posted on my blog here. I've already got the PDF. Now, when you cut this, you will be cutting off 3 inches. Well, guess what? We're going to use those 3 inches and we're going to turn it and cut it at 6. So we have a piece that is 3 by 6 and we're going to score it in the middle. Okay. Put this off to the side for a little bit. And we're going to come back to this one. And I'm going to fold this over like Pam did and score it. And I'm going to fold back. So again, if you have not heard of Crafting Creations by Corinne, Karin, look her up. She does both YouTube and Facebook. And Corinne lives in Montana. So there's our piece right now, okay? All right, so we're gonna go on ahead and let's go on and put these pieces in. And I went into the painted Christmas paper. I had almost 3 full packages of it left. I think I had, because I had gotten one of them in Hawaii and then on the incentive trip, and then I had picked up 2 more, and then I never really got a chance to do much with them for a card class, and I carried them over, and I just hate that when I do that. Good morning, Tina. So I was so thankful that Stampin' Up! Carried it over again because then I could use it again. So I came in and I cut 1 1/2 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to use 4 of these. Pam used only 2 of them, and I'm going to go on ahead and fill in these here. So I'm going to have all 4 of these with the same piece on it. So we have been busy this weekend. We have a Christmas card class today. Excited, got that all set. I gotta pack up and take out, but I'm excited to have that one. And then I will tell you that things are gonna be kind of sporadic on my blog and Facebook Live next week. On this one, there will not be a Facebook Live because tomorrow we are heading to pick up the youngest granddaughter and bring her back. The oldest one is in a day camp, I believe, this week going on. But the youngest one, her day camp was last week, and so we are helping out by babysitting. So we are going to go pick up Miss Fee. And things will be what a 4th grade says, or a 4-year-old says it will be. So, you know, if I can get in and get posts done, great. And if I can't, it will be a little on the sporadic side. There will be a Facebook Live Wednesday night with Pam. We're going to have to move it back because we will be gone overnight to go and get her. And then there won't be any Facebook Lives next week that we're planning because it is Vacation Bible School. And on the weekend, her mom and her other sister, our other granddaughter, will be coming in so that they are both able to go to Facebook or to VBS. So it's going to be a busy time. So when we do this, it will close like that. And this piece here is not the traditional one. This one is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to go on ahead. I'm just going to put it down just for the heck of it. Now I'm going to do another one of these cards, but we're going to do a little blocking technique with ink. So don't leave yet. Okay, so there we have that much done of the card. Okay, so we're going to take our 3 by 3 piece that was scored, or 3 by 6, and we scored it in the middle. Oh, I'm excited to have the grands come. We are excited. There was talk that we wouldn't have fee this week, that we might have to move it back to August, just because Mom was having issues trying to get everything scheduled. And but it all worked out, and I was really disappointed. So I want to make sure that I've got my patterns going the same way. I want to make sure my herringbone is going this way, not sideways or up and down. See, that would look bad too. So I got to make sure, if you use something that has a pattern to it, always make sure your patterns match. Okay. All right. And I loved Pam's tip that she got from Corinne. Now, see, I would have put this here. I would have gone on ahead and folded it in, and I would have lined it up this way because I wanted to make sure my greeting was covered. But now Corinne did it a different way, so we're going to do it that way. And we're going to line it up here so that the fold in the middle of the 3x6 is this fold right here. And I only want to put adhesive on the ends. Glad I caught that before I messed that up. Okay, so let's go on ahead and match up that fold. And I'm going to bring it up a little bit because I want my greeting up higher. I like my greetings higher. I want to make sure it gets covered. Okay, so there it is. Okay, and I don't know what I'm going to put on a greeting. Did I bring greetings? I don't have a greeting out here. I left it in my other room. That's okay. But I have everything else. So I'll leave the greeting and do that later. Just make sure that your greeting is in the area that when you close this up, it will be covered and you don't have some of the greeting sticking out over here. That would look kind of tacky. All right, so we're going to stop with that for now. Okay, we're going to come back, and I took a piece of evening evergreen that is 2 5/8 square, and this one is a 2.5 inch square. And this is going to be my front of my card. So we're going to take the evening evergreen, and I'm going to put down the wreath bottom. Okay. I need to make sure I got good coverage on my wreath all around, because we have a tendency to ink in the middle, and then when you do that, all the outside edge has darker ink, and you want it to match. So I'm going to go right here in the middle with this. Good pressure. Okay, close that one up. Then I'm going to take out garden green. And I'm going to ink it up, but I'm going to rotate. And this is the one that will allow you to see the distinctive prints of the leaves, okay? And I'm just going to line it over. And it will give you shading of the leaves in one step. How cool is that? So you have a lighter one, you have a darker one, you have some really dark ones. There's 3 variations on that. Okay. Now I have the bow, and I can either use that one, or I am going to probably use this one, because this bow has more detail cut into it. I like the detailed look, but we'll see. I'll put it on here first, and then we'll play. So I'm going to go on ahead and put that on this piece here. Oh, Doris, you said, oh, I like that. You like the wreath? You like the bow? What do you like? Okay. I love the wreath. I think that's a really pretty wreath. Can't you see making that with birthday cards, or not birthday, but a wedding card? Wouldn't that be a beautiful wreath for a wedding card? Okay. And then I'm going to take it, and I'm going to go on ahead, and I'm going to pop it up on dimensionals. The wreath is really, really pretty. This would also be a pretty one with using the re-inkers on baby wipes. And then when you stamp it, I might have to try that. Ooh, yeah. For a fall wreath, re-inkers. I haven't done a re-inkers for a year or so. Okay, so I'm going to pop it up. And I have just a little bit of that red that shows. Not a lot, but enough that I have some red. So when I put the red bow down here, it kind of just picks it all up. Like that, okay? We're going to pop it up. So let's go on ahead and put this on, but I'm going to use tape. If I had a glue dot, I would have used it, but I don't have, so I'm just going to go. I don't know. Wreath, top, bow up, bow down, bow up, bow down. I'm going bow down, and I'll explain why. I could do bow on the side. I'm not a side person. I know, Annette, the wreath is beautiful. And just think, you can do fall, you can do Halloween, you can do multiple things with it. Okay, so I'm going to put that there, and that's not very centered. So let's come back here. A little bit better. And the reason I put that there, and oh man, I messed up. This is going to be one tricky little thing. You guys, it may come off, and I may have to start this all over again because I forgot to put the greeting in. And I am not about, I'm going to try my darndest to put that in here. It says, Merry Christmas. I'm almost afraid to pull this up. Ha! It's not centered, but it'll work for now. So you got the idea. That was why I didn't want to put it up here. Okay? All right. Okay, I will finish that and take that off and put a new piece on to finish this card and have it finished for my blog. But I'm going to put that one there. And then the other thing I'm going to do is come over here and take some of the red rhinestones and run them through just like Doris has told us to do. And now it'll slide in and out without this piece getting caught on everything. It really gets caught on my drawer in there, and I'm bad. I am so bad. I have got a bling fetish. So I'm going to go on ahead and take these and get these gone and finish this card up. I had a whole bunch of these bought the year the Chiefs won the AFC Championship. I remember offering red rhinestones for if they won the AFC Championship, $50 order, got red rhinestones from me. And then, because they were going to the Super Bowl, and it hadn't been for 50 years that they'd been there, you know, I'd been all of 10 years old the last time they did that. I had champagne ones in case they won. And they did win. They won that year, and we gave out champagne rhinestones. How fun is that? But my reds are getting down and getting depleted, so I need to restock some reds because I love that little red gem. Oh, thank you, girls. I appreciate that you love this card. I think this is cute. Corinne, I know that you will watch me on the YouTube, so I know, Corinne, I'm trying to tell him to give you a chance and check you out. Corinne's card and Pam's card just helped me create this card, and I love that. Okay, I will come back in and do a greeting behind it. All right, so we're going to do one more thing, and then we'll be done. And we're going to do basically that we're doing the same card. We are doing the same card with a different print, but we're going to change it up just a hair. Because this one here, I'm going to make it a card that is not Christmas. Okay, thank you, girls. So I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to start again. And I did okay with this. I didn't damage it too bad. So I'm going to start again with my 5.5 by 11, and I'm going to score it at 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 5 1/4, and 7. And I have to pull this out. And at 7. Okay. Now we are finished with this. We're going to do our accordion fold again. And we're going to go pretty fast on this so we can get to the actual technique that I want to show you. All right, I'm going to crease these, crease this. So there's our card. And then we have the same paper. It is Painted Christmas again, but I'm going to change it because this one's not really so Christmas. I'm just going to make it a variety of greens. So I have 1 1/2 by 5 1/4, and I really like all 4 of those sections. I think Pam even commented on that she said she could have done that. I like the look of it. Okay. This one didn't speak to me as much Christmas paper. I know it's got little pine boughs, but it just didn't give me the feeling that it needed to be just only Christmas. So we're going to use it for a different card. Okay, and one more. Now, if you weren't on at the beginning, I said, please follow me. When I updated with the new Facebook, it changed all the numbers of followers. So you may very well discover you're not following us anymore. So you may have to start re-clicking on following people. Okay? And I would really appreciate if you would do that to me. All right, so I have a 6 by 3, and I should have scored it, but I had already moved my scoring tool and my cutter over to the side. So I'm just gonna go with it like this, okay? And then I'm gonna have my 2 3/4 inch squares, and what that is simply the back side of this print. It's the back side, and I'm just going to use that for a little bit of a coordinated variation. I'm going to do the same. We're going to play here, okay? So this will either work or it won't. There's that. That's a little high. Okay. And we have our white for the inside of our card, which is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4, not the traditional 4. To be able to get all of these to be 4 sections of even, they had to be a smaller one down here. So this is 3 3/4 by 4. I kind of like to measure, if I can, line up my card mats so that they're in a straight row all the way across. Doesn't always happen, but I like to try. All right, and now we're going to line this one up. We're going to only put adhesive on the outside, and I'm going to line it up so that this crease is right here, and hold that up. I'm going to raise it up just a hair, so I've got it where I like it to be for my greeting. And there it is, okay? Very, very simple to do. All right, now, this is where we're going to change and play just a hair. I'm going to take a clean block, and I'm going to take my right markers. These are the ones that we used to years ago. We would use this to color on the red rubber ink, red rubber stamps. I don't find that I use these very often In fact, to be really truthful, I did upgrade and get a new set, and my old set is all in a box, and my granddaughters use it because I go to the blends more times than not. I do. So we're going to go on ahead and go back to these markers for now. And I'm just going to take the brush tip end and I'm going to turn it on an angle and I'm going to color straight onto my block like so. Just going to put some color in. And this is soft sea foam. Start with your lighter color. Okay. Then I'm going to go to Pear Pizzazz. And I can see, I know that you probably cannot, but I can look down and I can see where there is some open spots that need some color. And I'm going to come in here and use some color. Okay? All right, I think that one you can pick up the green tint. And then I'm going to take Soft Succulent, and these all colors came straight out of the paper. These colors were in the paper. The only other color that I didn't include was Garden Green, and I will use that for the wreath. But I'm going to just kind of come in here and lay in some Soft Succulent. All right. Now, I'm going to take one of my Stampin' Mists, and I filled it up with water, just plain water. And I'm going to come up, and I'm almost about the height of the foam, so about 12 inches. So my hand actually might even be in the way. And I'm just going to spritz. Okay? I'm just going to let it kind of spread out there. All right, let the color kind of bleed around. I'm going to take my 2.5 square by 2.5 square, and I'm going to lay this down. It's a little bit smaller than my block. And there it is. It doesn't give you the, you can't see, but the soft sea foam is all here. It is there. Whether it looks it or not, it is there. It's just the soft sea foam has a very light green cast to it. All right, now I'm gonna take my Evening Evergreen. I think that's fairly dry. And I'm gonna, oops, not the one I want. I want this one. And I'm gonna come back with my branches. Like so. And now I'm gonna come back in with Garden Green, but since I stamped on this a little with Evening Evergreen, I'm gonna get some of that darker color off because I don't have my cleaner with me. Okay, that is good. I'm gonna come back with my Garden Green, and I'm gonna come back and put the rest of the leaves on. I'm gonna put that one right onto a block like this. And that was 2 5/8. You can do this block. If you've never done block stamping before, you ought to try it. It's actually kind of fun. You just need the spritzer. You need to make sure you hold your spritzer up about 12 inches because that gives you a little bit finer mist. You get it too close and it will be more splotchy. You want the finer mist. Okay. And I'm not going to put this down on my card because I want a greeting in here. Well, I can put one. I can put hello. That'll be something different. So let me do that real fast and we will be done. So let's just put hello because I didn't want a Merry Christmas. I wanted something different. So let's use hello on the back side. In fact, let's move this over to that block. Do you ever lose your photopolymer stamps? Photopolymer stamps. I have to really have my mind paying attention because Lord have mercy. Photopolymer stamps, they stick to all sorts of things. Okay. I'm just going to come in here to the middle and put hello. And I have a red bow, but I am not putting that red bow on there because I don't want it to even look like a Christmas card. Okay. It's a fun layout, and I am so thankful that my friends Corinne and Pam shared it with me. And I love the ink blocks. It really is fun when you have just a really pretty etched stamp and you could stamp it in black on top of those colored block sprayed. And here we go. There's my card. So there's one non-traditional, no Christmas card. And here's one that is Christmassy. There's my two cards, 1 and 1. Do me a favor, do me a couple of favors. Please click on follow so that you see when I have other Facebook Lives, you receive notifications. Do me a favor and also go on to YouTube and find Lola Wrist and click on that. It's not Flick of the Wrist, it is Lola Wrist on YouTube, and follow me there. And do me another favor and check out Corinne Braxton. Corinne is at Crafting Creations by Corinne, spelled Karin. And check her out and follow her. She is such a sweet gal. And Pam and I will be here on Wednesday night after we get Miss Fiona. So, and I think Miss Fiona can put up with it, although you might see her on video. You never know. So, anyhow, take care. You might. Jim says we might see her. No. Yeah. So, take care. Have a great, great week. And we'll see you later. My measurements, again, are on my blog post here. In a little bit, I will be posting it. And you will be able to print off a PDF of all the measurements there. Take care. God bless.